Hello everyone, and welcome back to day 23. We are catching up on these. This is the last one I'll be doing in bulk batch. Today, if you are watching this, is today. Well, today that I am posting this is today in real world, and we are caught up and all as well. We will be back tomorrow for a new workshop, for a new day, to get the rest of National Poetry Writing Month out and celebrated and embraced to its fullest. So, all of that being said, today we are looking at sestinas, which are a fairly complex form of poetry, so don't freak out. We saved it till the end of the month to prevent freakouts. It's gonna be okay. You just have to trust the process and trust me and take your time with it. So it will be okay. Speaking of sestinas, there are quite a few of them in Dear Postcards to Breakfast, which is my second full-length collection, which is available on Amazon and normally also on my website. My website is currently down. That being said, I'm going to read an example, and then I'm going to explain what a sestina is, and then I'm going to read more examples, so bear with me. This is Wake with the Flowers from Postcards from Breakfast by me. Wake the flowers, gentle brew tea. Stand tall, out the door rain. Fills the brilliant silver skies with a sense of hope and adoration. Even new roses can't seem to match. Take your time today, darling. Haven't you heard it already, darling? There's more to the hard days than tea, so much more than lighting a match and watching the emotions raining down from places of untapped adoration. There's something to be said to skies of crystal promises, or even skies filled with honey-eyed darlings, just trying to find somewhere to adore more than themselves. Rest, sip teas steeped with clarity, then join rain, soaked streets for festivals match. Just in time to see them strike matches of the homemade candles filling the sky, off to clouds and wherever it is rain comes from. Listen to me, darling. November is chilly. Boil that tea into something you'll never tire of adoring. And when the sun breaks through, adore the sound of birds and feel them match the songs on the radio beautifully. Tea time is coming, no matter the shaded sky. Breathe in with hope and exhale, darling. Remember, always, to dance in rain. Here we go. Here, we don't get a whole lot of rain, but if you're like me, you'll adore the shit out of it anyway. Oh, darling, I am mesmerized by the strike of a match, about to waltz up and burn autumn skies. Almost time to warm up that tea, isn't it, baby? How are you, darling? Always held afloat by total adoration and knowledge to read damn near any sky. And there's a beautiful image, and you'll see there are some 6-line stanzas, and then there's one 3-line stanzas. That is one 3-line stanza, and that is traditional. So hopefully hearing one and kind of seeing it a little bit will help. Now we'll talk about the actual process. So a sestina is a pretty complex French verse. There are 6 stanzas of 6 lines, and then there's a 3-line envoy. And the 6 stanzas of 6 lines have a pattern of repeated words. So in the first stanza, the ending word of each line is associated with a number 1 through 6, and it goes in order. So your first line is 1, your second is 2, so on and so forth. Once you have that, each word gets assigned a number. Each number occurs in a certain order. And I will leave a list of the order in the description below, because it is way too difficult to say out loud. I'm just going to leave it in the description for you to see, and if I have my handy dandy chart from last year, I will pull that up as well, because it is very handy dandy. What an envoy is a line that includes 2 of these words in a particular set in each line. So for example, your first line is going to have 6 and 2. Your second line is going to have 1 and 4, and your third line is going to have 5 and 3. So yes, that is really complicated and it sounds really big and scary. But take your time What I like to do when I write these is I'll write my first stanza, and then I will take all of those words and I will make a list and I will give them their number and I will have that at the top of my page. And then I will also number my lines for the rest of the poem, 1 through 6, 1 through 6, 1 through 6, so on and so forth, and then 1 through 3, so that I know what I'm looking at. Another cool trick you can do is if you know that like if once you have your chart, you can also do 1.6. So this is line 1 and it ends with word 6. 1.1, it's your 2.1, it's your second line, but it ends with your first. Or you can give your words letter associations A through E, and you can do 1A, 2B, whatever it is. So there are helpful ways to get this on a page, to structure it, to make your life a lot easier. Okay, we are going to read one more example. This is Beautiful Poetry by Camille Guthrie. Being So Caught Up, So Mastered by Yeats is the epigraph. I was too shy to say anything, but your poems are so beautiful. What kinds of things, feelings, and ideas inspire you? I mean, outside of the raw experiences of your life. He turned a strange cross-hatched color, as if he stood in the clouded painting and said, thanks, but no other phenomena intrude upon my starlit mind. I see you are wondering what this is about. Don't mind me. I'm talking to myself again. Yes, poetry is nice and often beautiful, yet it doesn't beget much attention, money, or even a simple thanks for placing the best words in the best order. That's when I forget all about your incessant demands and the restless subject leaps in the storm in technicolor until the remembrancer appears and says, stop this wasteful life. Doctor, lawyer, thief, these fancies of yours could cost a life, or worse too. Meanwhile, he perceives my gifted body upholding my mind as I am explaining my stuff on the unicorn tapestries, cheeks starting to color, feathers ruffling, quiet shudders. He shrugs. Your content sounds too beautiful, but I'd like to read it sometime. Okay, he says, all the right things, like I love you, Hyacinth Girl. Things getting interesting until a sudden blow. Thanks for the memories. What I think seeing his new work in the New Yorker is thanks for nothing, asshole, as he drops me for prolific pastoral life with his wife upstate. The more I think about it, it all depends on your phantom attention. Surely a word embroiders itself in one's mind at any moment, words resounding, ardent, present, clarifying, beautiful, and beautifully truthful, you know? Here I should put a lapis color, or a murky midnight blue, or have the crowd stagger by the riot of color, pinning down the helpless beast with spears and ritualistic thanks to their gods. What one really wants to get at is the real, the eternally beautiful, the white album or something. That's what makes us a perilous life worth living. All the brute indifference, humiliation, and failure can put one in the mind to give up, freak out, kill somebody, heart battered, or so mastered. Oh, you. Wherever I go, on the subway, in my cubicle, at play, in sleep, it's always you of the air. Overpowering my senses like a Dutch master in one pure color, its fiction at full speed, whilst breaking a clarity panorama for the mind, hunting for meaning and finding it at last. Now look at all that work I did, and not one thanks, not even flowers. Off you rush to watch him accept another award in that life we can only dream of. From where you sit, it all seems so beautiful, and I finally understand you. For that I can't express enough thanks, as the subject is in the best color for me in the difficulty of this lonely life. It's always caught up in my mind. What could be more beautiful? And the words here were you, thanks, color, life, mind, and beautiful. And they were used really, really well. Alrighty, so I'm going to see if I can find that chart. I will include it here. This is going to be a little longer than 10 minutes. I'm sorry. And then your prompt for today is to write a sestina Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? A sestina using your 6 favorite words. So that is the only prompt. You have to use your 6 favorite words. And happy writing and good luck, everyone. Let me see if I can find that chart for you.